Hi, Anaide. Thank you for your next batch of essays. So now let's have a look at your essay about weddings and the letter for the cover letter for the job application. Okay. So many people spend a lot of money on weddings. Do the benefits of this outweigh the disadvantages or not? How many paragraphs do we have? We have one introduction, two body paragraphs, one conclusion. Good. Looks good. So nowadays there's an increasing debate whether weddings should be extravagant or it should fit into your budget. I strongly advocate that couples should not create huge debts to celebrate their matrimony. In this essay, I will discuss both sides using the royal weddings and Forbes magazine to prove points and develop arguments. This is a very nice introduction, very nice introduction. I really love your vocabulary. Extravagant, advocate, fit into your budget, matrimony, great, but we have to fix a couple of small things. Okay, whether wedding should be extravagant or it. You say it, but then your subject is weddings. So probably you might want to replace this by they, or whether they should fit into your budget. And again, in an essay, it would not be completely perfect to use personal pronouns such as we or you. It is possible to choose more impersonal ways of saying that into one's budget or into the newlyweds budget, right? So try to avoid being personal in addressing the reader in your essay. Okay. And you see, couples, you have a great subject for this. I strongly advocate that couples should not create huge debts or should not be overwhelmed by huge debts to celebrate their matrimony. Okay, I don't think we need to capitalize royal weddings. The Forbes magazine, yes, but royal weddings, no, we really must not capitalize that. Firstly, compared to past years, more people now have more income than they ever had. Okay. It allows the new brides and grooms you probably mean, not brooms. A broom is something that you use to clean your floor with. Groom or bridegroom, to spend enormous amounts. When we generalize, we tend to use the plural, enormous amounts of money in their extravagant weddings. On their weddings, okay, you spend money on something. We have a repeat, extravagant and extravagant here. Yes, I know that this is a great appropriate word, but this is a word which is way too strong to be used a second time. So find a better word, equally intense, perhaps lavish. Lavish refers to splurging money again. Furthermore, an additional factor is influencing a lot the way we behave as society. Behavior is a noun. You need the verb behave, ve, as a society. Media is known as the most influencer, the greatest influencer on people's perception of how a wedding, singular not plural, should be celebrated, or how weddings should be celebrated. You can either stick with the singular or the plural, up to you. For example, when the royal wedding of Prince William, oh, okay. Again, you don't need to capitalize. The royal wedding of Prince William appeared on the television worldwide, comma, every bride-to-be desired their fairy tale wedding, and you need to finish this idea, to be exactly like that. They desired the wedding to be that way, right? Therefore, the expensive weddings are a means, not means, to create a special marriage day for ourselves and the society. And here you go again. You switch the focus from the bride to be, the groom to be, the couple, the third person, the detached object of your discussion, onto ourselves. Try not to refer to yourself, right? Make it third person for the newlyweds and the society. However, the high cost to celebrate the special day could cause immense debts for people who are starting their adulthood. Yes. A recent article published in Forbes magazine showed that couples that exceed their budget and do not have savings have more than 40% chance of divorcing, not get divorced. You should have said getting divorced, but this is an academic essay. This is an essay, so we will avoid using words which are informal, such as get or kids or folks or cool, stuff like this, or stuff, yeah, right, of divorcing, because this is a verb in the first 2 years of their marriage, compared to those who would be a better relative pronoun to refer to people who plan their funds better. Put the adjective at the end, better. Thus, by spending a lot of money on a day that will last only a few hours, people could have problems that will affect their whole life. Okay, I have two suggestions. The day that will last only a few hours, I would say a celebration, because a day doesn't last a few hours. I know what you mean, but it sounds weird. A celebration that will last only a few hours, whereas a celebration that will not last the whole day, but only a few hours. People could have problems. People could run into problems, or people could realize that they have got themselves problems that will affect their entire life, whole or entire. Yes, very convincing, very convincing. To summarize, the increment on people's wealth, as well as the need to impress others, may be the cause of expensive weddings. Increment would be used a bit differently in English. You can say that something grows by increments. That means, let's say, 5% this month and 5% another month. But I wouldn't use it as a direct synonym for growth. Okay, yes, it is somehow the meaning of growth, but don't use it here like this. You can say the incremental growth in people's wealth. Yes, that will be perfect. However, I believe that the disadvantages of having an extravagant wedding outweigh the benefits. Yes, convincing, clear. So this is a very clear and coherent essay. You have answered the question very appropriately. You have provided very good examples. You have exceptional vocabulary. Just make sure that you don't waste your wonderful style and vocabulary use, and you don't reduce your score because of these minor errors that I have outlined. Okay, so take care of this. Other than that, your ideas are very clear. It's easy to understand what you mean. They're well supported. You might write a longer conclusion perhaps, but no, this is a very, very good essay. Let's have a look at the cover letter. So you had to write a cover letter explaining your reason for choosing this particular job at this particular company and why you would be a good hire. Things to include: possible qualifications, energy and enthusiasm, past experience, right? Dear hiring manager. Okay, I wouldn't write dear hiring manager. This is a bit not so polite. Dear sir or madam. You end with yours faithfully. Then why wouldn't you say dear sir or madam? Because hiring manager is kind of I don't know, a bit too blunt. Okay, so it's less polite. Please accept my application for the position of senior biologist at the British Columbia University. Or is it University of British Columbia? I'm not sure about the order. If you know that it's British Columbia University, then leave it like this. I believe that my teaching experience, research knowledge, and field work, okay, I believe that my teaching, research, and fieldwork experience, uh, as well as my previous commitment to, and you name to what exactly, fulfill all the requirements of this position, making me uniquely qualified for it. This is a very bold statement, very bold. It's like you're saying, I'm unique, I know it, I'm sexy and I know it, beg your pardon. I'm awesome and you need me, but if indeed you are, it's fine. For the past 10 years, I have been a teacher at the biology department. Uh, I would capitalize biology department, perhaps biology and department. At the University of Santa Catarina, where I gained great experience teaching ecology to undergraduate students. Okay, you have two ads here, at the university, at the department. It is also typical to say a teacher with the biology department. Again, and if you say at the university, you might not say a teacher. You might say, do you have, by the way, do you have a PhD, a master's, a what? So you might say a professor, an instructor, a teacher's assist. I don't know, a TA, yes, teacher assistant. So teacher is a bit vague, and it's not quite typical for a position at the university. But again, I'm being very picky, right? Okay, in addition, I have been collaborating as a researcher with the Charles Darwin Foundation for more than 3 years. Oh, amazing. For example, I conducted many underwater experiments in the Galapagos Islands and along the Brazilian coast. Impressive. I've also published many scientific papers. Okay. Please find attached my CV with all my past experiences. You can also say you can find all my past experiences in my CV that you may find attached to this letter. I would be thrilled by the opportunity to contribute with my energy and enthusiasm to the amazing work done at the British Columbia University. This is a great sentence, but I feel that it's a bit too emotive. I mean, you are applying for an academic position at a university, and you're like, yes, I would be so excited. I would be so excited. I love it. Yes, you do. And I totally believe you do. But the style of a letter like this, um, for a position like this, requires a more reserved tone. Okay, because look, we have thrilled, amazing work done. Well, enthusiasm is fine. Thank you for, I would put thank you for your time in a separate paragraph. And I hope to discuss what I could bring to your university for an interview. Well, it looks like you're hoping to bring something in an interview. No. Thank you for your time, and I hope to discuss in an interview or what I could bring or how I could be helpful to your university and department. Yours faithfully, don't capitalize faithfully, Anaide. Um, and please write your last name. This is a very serious letter. This is a cover letter. And you're attaching your academic CV to it. So there is no way you can end it with only your first name. This is not a letter to your friend or a letter to a colleague, even. No. So it's Anaid, and what's your last name? Write your last name here. Other than that, this is great style, great vocabulary, fully appropriate answer to the question. I would paragraph it a bit clearer. Please add enters after the paragraphs because it looks like one big chunk to me. So um, you also might connect the sentence. I have also published many scientific papers and the previous sentence somehow because the short sentence is a bit, I don't know, it's a bit truncated. It's a bit too short here. So other than that, this is a great letter, a great style, and way to go. Keep up the good work.